What is raining that time is cars. And I bought a couple of them. I bought a V-boot, flat boot. I bought one expensive bus like that. I bought a BMW. I started that house in the village. I bought a house in Lagos here, in Ajagule, that time. And that time I settled almost everybody, all my brothers. I gave them money. I want everybody to be comfortable. And my not having money now, I think about it, it's not my making. Because I've been a money-making machine all my life. I've not even enjoyed my family the way I want to. Sometimes I wake up, I must tell you the truth. Sometimes I wake up in the midnight, at home I'll cry. I say, God, this is not what I wish for myself. What went wrong? Be kind to people, but don't be loose to people. Things I know now, if I know it before, I have somebody that directed me that look at the way to follow, look at the way to follow. Maybe I wouldn't have been in some mess that I found myself. One had to make use of his brain, his sense, be close to everybody and at the same time be far from everybody. Since I lost Chisom, I don't know. That thing have really opened my eyes. But since the death of that boy have made me, I pray for my children more than I pray for myself.
Do you have any regrets about the way you've lived your life? This was a necessary conversation I needed to have with my dad, and I'm glad I get to share this with you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Happy Father's Day. This is my setup. This is how
That's good. That's
I just had to.
Very, very interesting. They're very, very good. I love it.
Thank you, Dad. So, Daddy, what was your life like before you became a father?
Well, it's just like the normal every other young man's life. I was just moving, trying to succeed, and at a point, I got myself some reasonable things to do. Then that was how it all started. When I got to the age of getting married, I got married. And that's how everything started till today.
So would you say you were like a party type, or you hung out a lot? What did you do as a youth?
Yes. I used to. We go to parties, we go to clubs when we were growing. When we were very young, we go to clubs. Even when I got married, we used to go to club. Me and my wife, we used to go to club. That time, we have some clubs in Lagos here that are very fine. Those clubs are very fine. We used to hang out there with my friends. I used to go with my wife that time. She knows.
In your home growing up, did your father ever make you feel loved, or was love just something you guys never spoke of?
Why? My parents showed me a lot of love. I'll tell you a story of what happened when I was in school. The type of life I was living that time was quite different from the usual ones my parents used to see. That like the ones my brothers lived. So because of, I went into secondary school that time, I have a lot of friends, students like me. I was fooling them. We are not doing anything wrong, but in fact, my father saw it as I'm doing something wrong. Maybe going to parties, people coming to see you in the house, this and that. My father was angry. But my mom, they were very angry with me. Until one day something happened. I never knew that thing will turn around a lot of things in my life. What is it? I came into our house one evening from school. I greeted my father. There were three sitting in front of the house there. I greeted them, the three men. My father never accepted the greeting I passed. I didn't know what I did to him. Then all of a sudden, I was at the backyard. I started hearing some noise. My father was shouting. I didn't know it was me. He was shouting at. He was shouting. From there, I heard my name. I will kill him. I will kill him. That I have buried 6 children. If I use my hand to kill the 7th one, it doesn't matter to me. I said, why? I said, what did I do now? I just came in. I just went there. When I saw this thing was so heavy, on that our passage, my father's house, I knelt down. He didn't tell me to kneel down. I knelt down there. I started coming with my 2 knees on the ground. I said, Papa, please, I want to say something. He was angry. He said, if I don't go out from there now, that he will kill me. I said, what did I do? I want to say something. He said, you told those men to tell me to get out from there. I said, if you want to kill me, come and kill me. I will not go out from here today. I'm telling you. So finally, one of the men let Lawrence Dewey, the name of the man, said to him, no, Frank, leave this boy to say what he wants to say. Why are you doing like this? Leave him. So my father now kept quiet and started listening to me. My father kept quiet. I said, Papa, please, I want you to tell me, since I started this secondary school, have I come back home here with blood stain on my body? He was just looking straight like this. He said anything. I said, Papa, since I started this school, have anybody come here to report to you that I stole his stain? He kept quiet. I said, Papa, since I started this school, did anybody, have anybody come here to call you to come and ban me from police station that I committed one crime or the other? The man kept quiet. I said, since I started this school, have anybody brought his daughter here that I pregnanted her? The man kept quiet. I said, Papa, since I started this school, have I collected school fees 2 times before? I want you to think back. Have I collected school fees 2 times from you before? On that note, I asked him a lot of questions. Do you know this man stood up from where he was sitting and came straight to me? I thought he was coming to fight me. He just came and said, my son, he spoke in Igbo language. My son, get up. He told those men that this thing this boy said is the truth. That such a thing have never happened. Because finally I told him that all these things I mentioned now, all these things I mentioned to you now, some of the people that are my classmates in this place have their parents not experienced this type of thing from them. That thing made me, some of the lives I live with my children, I've been very careful. The way I talk to you people, the way I do a lot of things, I'm very, very careful because of that experience I had that time. This man, do you know, just 1 year, barely 1 year before my father died, why I remember this very thing now. That was the day he called all of us. We went home for New Yam Festival. He called all his children inside his parlor. Inside his parlor that night. He instructed my immediate senior brother to go and lock the door. That he doesn't want to see anybody. He wants to talk with us. And when we were there, we never knew that his time was almost up. I'm telling you, the man was given, what do I call it now? A summary of all our lives, starting from his first son, his relationship with him. He will say it. This person, he said everybody, he will call your name, he will start talking about you. The kind of relationship we had with you all this while. And when he came to my turn as the last one in the family, he said, Tete, Nam, this is Namna that you see, I call all of you. I say, immediately he called me, everybody started laughing, thinking that he will blast me. He will say something terrible about me. But the man said something that shocked everybody. He opened his mouth in his sitting room there and said that that God will bless me. So when you see a lot of things that is happening around me, I'm not surprised. Because he said it, I will tell you more. He said that when I was growing up, that he thought that I would be the problem he will have in this house. But to his greatest surprise, I happens to be the one that is making peace in his family, that he's seeing everything, that I'm the one that is bringing everybody together. That's the fact that he was surprised, that when he saw those things, that he told God that he has done everything for him. He said that he shall be well with me in front of everybody. Then he made mention of one thing. There was a time I bought things for the whole member of the family, both the little children. I bought things in Lagos here. I pack it in one carton, and all those things I bought, I wrote everybody's name on his own. That was around 1985, was when that thing happened. So I sent that thing home. They didn't wait for me to come. They opened it and started sharing it to everybody. So when I came back, finally, when I came back from Lagos for Christmas, the whole children in the family, that time everybody was running to be greeting me. Hey, everybody. My dad said that he's not even surprised about what I bought. That the only thing that surprises him was this small one. That girl was about 6 months at that time. She's married now with children, but she was about 6 months at that time. That I remember to buy something for this small one. I asked my dad, is he not a member of the Ndubako family? Yeah, when I call Chief, I know how many children he has. I call this person, I know how many children you have. That's the way I did. And my father said, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. And I remembered one time, my wife said it. He said that I made her to realize what parents is all about. She started staying with me. The way I'm conscious about my parents, that she have never seen that type of thing. Because that time, my mother was old, my father was old. And when I stay in Lagos that time, every 2 weeks I must go home to make sure they are eating, to make sure I will buy things. I will send it to them at home. I give them money. Just like this thing you are doing to me now. That's why I used to say it. When you do good, goodness will follow you. Especially when it comes. I'm expecting things that it will happen. I'm telling you, it will happen. Because there was something that happened. I wasn't there when my father died. I was in Lagos here. I got the message that the man is gone. I went home. That time they have taken him to mortuary. When I got home, I cried. Because for over 30-something years of my life, nobody have died in Ndobako's family. I'm telling you, nobody. That was my first experience. And it's my father. The man did something. They told me. Because after crying, I went, my room is at the backyard then. That house I built at the backyard. I went there. Everywhere was so dirty. The door to my apartment there. I said, why should this happen? I saw sand everywhere. Such a thing I have never experienced it since I started living there. My mom will make sure that everywhere is very clean. I went inside her room where she was sitting. I said, but why is this place like this? She said that she would tell me. I said, what is it? She started narrating the story to me. That very night, my father died. That at that point, when he was not talking, he was just breathing very high, that he told them to use a plate and bring sand from outside for him. That was the last thing he did before he gave up the ghost. My mom said they went and brought the sand as he requested. Then that he used that sand, he was talking. Nobody was hearing him. He was talking inside that sand. After talking, he gave it back to my mom and instructed her to go in front of my house and pour it. And pour the sand there. That nobody should remove the sand till I come back and pass it. I'm telling you that when I pass it, then they can sweep it out. I asked my mom, what exactly did he say? My mother said, I don't know. That he wasn't talking to the hearing of anybody. That some people were there. The only thing he said, that they should take that sand now and pour it in front of my door. That I should pass it when I come back, before they will sweep it out. I said, okay. I checked. I said I didn't do him any bad thing. I went there. I passed. Your dad, I won't say that I have gone through a lot of things. No. I won't say that. But I have. But I don't want it to take part of my lesson. I try to give myself strong mind in everything, no matter the situation. I try to, anything that will make me to be happy. It's just like God gave me a very wonderful lady. God knows. God look at my mind. He knows how he created me before he gave me the wife I married. I tried to marry a lot of girls, so it didn't work. I'm telling you, it didn't work. Even up to the stage that I nearly married a half caste. Because during our time, we are the best that any woman can go for. I'm telling you the gospel truth. Ask people. This is your dad they are seeing here. We are the best. Every woman, every man want a daughter to be your wife. Because we did something that they have never seen before. God gave me a very wonderful lady. And I know that people are fighting us. They know that the wife God gave me is wonderful. And I know that a lot of people, I don't know who, you understand me, are trying to make sure that it didn't work. You will not understand what I'm saying. You will not understand. But with time, one day, you say, is that what this man was saying that time? I didn't understand it. You see, something happened. My late son, Chisholm, something happened. And that's where I blame myself up to today. I blame myself up to today. Because I remember what happened when I was at his age. That age, it was when he died. My father accused me before my mom that I'm smoking Indian hemp. That I used to smoke Indian hemp. I've never touched Indian hemp before. I don't know where they sell it. But that time I used to smoke cigar once in a while as a student too. So my father said that thing. That thing, in fact, the way he was so curious about it, while I don't know what is Igbo, I don't know what it is. That thing nearly made me, take this point now, that thing nearly made me to start looking for where they sell that thing. Let me see why my father is afraid of that thing. Let me try it. But God knows, I never did. Till today, I never tested that thing. Till today. So, there was a time my wife was telling me that Chisholm is not behaving very well. Oh. That he's not behaving very well. I said, what are you talking about? He said that he's suspecting this boy that he's smoking something. What came into my mind was that thing my father said that time. I told him to wait. I said, don't worry about that. He's not smoking anything. Do you know when that boy will be sleeping like this, I will have to smell his mouth. I won't perceive any odor. I won't, So all those things. Well, that one is the only thing that thing taught me was everybody should be careful. Because within a short time, you people now will step into being a father too. Everybody. When your wife, because your wife is the person that knows the children. The father don't know. Assuming you are married now, you have children. We will be in Barbados now for 8-10 days now to know what is happening in your house, not about your children. Is it possible?
No.
When you come back, is anything that your wife tell you will agree? That's the way it is. That's the way it is. But Sometimes you might think that it's not, all those things is not necessary. No. Anything. Your wife opened her mouth to tell you about your child. Be serious with it. Tackle it. Seriously. Don't go back.
At what point in life did you start feeling the weight of responsibility as a man?
When you are growing as a child, you are a child. When you are in school, you are still a child. But immediately you left school, you are on your own. That's the way life is. Everything has stages. Once, maybe, if you have opportunity of going to school, when you finish, maybe this is time for you to look for what to do. Once you start looking for what to do to make a living, my dear, you've started carrying responsibilities. It's just like you now. Just like your brother, Tobenna. The only person that haven't gotten to that stage now is Meadow. But sometimes now he will call you to send money, you send. He will call this person to send money. He will be enjoying it now. But within sometimes now he will be through with all those ones. And he will start looking for what to do. The responsibility have come. When you come up to be a man, you will be, and you start looking for things, and you don't have any time to stop until the day the person will die. That's one thing with men. You don't have any limited time until either old age, sickness is the only thing that can stop a man from doing some certain things. Once you are okay, you'll be looking for money. Okay, take my in-law, the father of my wife, for instance. Even when the man was 75 years, I'm very sure he was still driving himself. He drives himself to Onisha and back. I'm telling you, he was still doing business, going to market, selling. Yes, I'm not happy. And my not having money now, I've think about it, it's not my making. Because I've been a money-making machine all my life. From when I was 20 years when I finished secondary school. And from that time till whenever, I've never gone down. I've been carrying everybody. Even my senior ones, I gave them money to put in their business, all of them. I did all those things. I've not even enjoyed my family the way I want to. Sometimes I wake up, I must tell you the truth. Sometimes I wake up in the midnight, at home I'll cry. I say, God, this is not what I wish for myself. What went wrong? How did I don't know how I misfired it. Whether it's me or somebody's responsible, I don't know. I've been somebody that people run to me. From when I was in school, I carry people along. I carry them along. Nobody have ever seen me collecting money from anybody. Anybody that you see today that I know, ask the person how we know ourselves. From Chinedu, Kudok. From him. Ask them. And that's why anybody I have as a friend, I tell you that this person is my friend. check, it will be difficult for us to separate. We might not see you for a long time, but anytime we see, we'll continue from where we stop. Because I don't betray people. I don't. Be kind to people, but don't be loose to people. Be very kind to people, but don't be loose to them. Because if you become so loose to people, that have become stupidity. It's not nice. Some certain things I did before, if I know it, some things I know now, if I know it before, or I have somebody that directed me that look at the way to follow, maybe I wouldn't have been in some mess that I found myself. That's why there was a time I told you, and I told Tobenna too, I said that, you're doing this your business, make it to be proper. Are you listening to me? Proper in the sense that if you pay him money, at the end of the day, that way you people say it, pay him. And anyone that is supposed to come to you from him or from anybody, if your own is supposed to be 1,000 naira, collect it to the last. No, nobody should give you 900 naira. Say, after I give you 100 naira to make it. No. Tell the person to pay it. That you need your money complete. That as far as you know that you have delivered the job, give me my money complete. Then, anyway, it's okay. I'm not, what I'm saying is out of experience. That's why I'm saying all these things. You asked me a question inside your car. Not only am I so this and about tribe. You remember when you asked me that? I'm not curious about the tribe. No. That's a miss. Listen, I didn't really want to talk about it that day. I don't know why you said it. I said, I only told you, no, I'm not. I'm not. But even sometimes when you deal with outsiders, it pays more than dealing with people. So all these things, we have gone through it. We have gone through it, frankly speaking. And we know. But all the same, no problem. Everything will be fine.
What was the first real money you made? And what did you do with it?
Well, it's just like right now, as a young man, just like you're here now, I don't know how you are making your money, how much you are making, or how much you want. All these things now you kept here. I only fancy them, that they are beautiful. I don't know how much it costs. You understand? Maybe you tell me now that, don't I know that this one, that this thing is 5 million naira, I will say, for what? Because I don't know about it. It's only you that knows. And you know what they will yield to you. You get it? Like me, when I started hustling for money, I wouldn't say, when I stay, the first money I made wasn't all that big money. The money I made, as a matter of fact, wasn't all that big money. But due to the money entered my hand when almost none of my mates have come to that stage. That's why people saw it as maybe I have a lot of money and nobody. And everything depends on the people you are following that time. That's why I used to tell you people to be careful with the kind of people. I didn't know that time. What is raining that time is cars. Cars. And I bought a couple of them. I'm telling you. I bought a V-boot, S-Class. I bought flat boot that time. I bought this one expensive bus like that. I bought one other car, one black car like that. You get the point? I bought I bought a BMW. You understand me? I bought a BMW. Then I started that house in the village. That place we're living now. When we are looking at that house now, it's old. That house now is about more than 35 years now. That house you are seeing there now. Because I've built it before I married. And that time I settled almost everybody. All my brothers, I gave them money. That time, I want everybody to be comfortable. I gave them money. My father was so happy. My father was jumping up and down. That he can't believe this thing. You see, all those things went like that. And you see, even I bought a house in Lagos here, in Ajagule, that time. At that time, we don't even know that this area is existing now. I bought a house, living, this downstairs. One man told me to go but somebody wanted to sell his own, I should come and buy it. At 1991, I bought that house 300,000. You know what is 300,000 that time? 300,000 naira. It's more than 50 million now. Now, how much is dollar that time? 12 naira. 12 naira for $100. Abi? So it's a lot of money. I bought that house. Then later people started talking to me. Say, who told you to go and buy that house? So people came to me that time. Saying that I should sell that house. That the man that built the house, the son is an armed robber. And he is in a crickery. That if you come out, he will not agree that the brothers sold it to me. That he will fight me unless I'm ready to fight the guy. This person will come, this person will come. More than 6 people telling me the whole thing out of fear. I sold that house. After about, I think 1 year, I bought it. I sold it for 800,000 that time. I sold it. That time, I'm not married though. I'm still a bachelor that time. That's why I told you, when you stay, you don't have people that are directing you for something. And look at way of life. I mean, it's another disease of its own when you stay. I used to tell you people that had it been, I know things I know now, or I have somebody that they look at the way to put money, No, I would have saved a lot of money. I'm telling you. But I thought money is meant for buying things. If you see something you want to buy, you buy. And coming with the speed I came, that time. A lot of people, that's why, you see, sometimes I used to be angry. If a man is doing something out of experience, many people will not understand it. Okay, look at, since I'm here now, do you know, my senior brother called me, say, please, tell Odera to give me something. We are dying of hunger here when I'm coming back. My sister called me, the same thing. And if you see these people, they are hungry. They are hungry. But you see, that type of thing, when you start looking at people like that, you might even fall into problem. Not that somebody will not help people. You get me? But first of all, get yourself. Get yourself. Get yourself. Do it when it's okay. When you are comfortable to do it, you do it. You understand me? When you are not comfortable, no, anything you like, talk. You don't listen to anybody.
Have you ever been betrayed by someone you trusted, maybe business partner, family, or friend?
That one is uncountable times. Uncountable. It's not even something to discuss. That one, the place we find ourselves here in Lagos, a betrayal is one of the things that a lot of people are feeding from. Because me, that's why I used to tell my children. I told them, I said, look, everybody should be careful, should be strong in your heart. But human beings, they are nobody. If you are laughing with anybody, are you listening? If you are doing many business with anybody, that time you are doing it, let your eyes be open. Let your heart be strong. When you finish, collect your money. I've said it repeatedly. Collect your money. No mercy. Don't have mercy. No amount of pleading. But since you have delivered that job, that thing you said you pay me this, collect it from the person. The person no agree yourself. You said that money, you pay me to the last kobo. You see, without it, if anything, if you stay tomorrow, maybe the person cannot buy one of these cabin again. You see, unless you are very lucky, nobody will come to your aid. Even those people that you say, okay, don't worry, take that one. Take that one. They will be the people that will say, yeah, he just ate his money. He finished his money. They will be talking. And the person, when he will be saying all these things, he won't say that even you left 50,000 for him when you work for him, that you ask him to go with it. He will not say that one. I don't mind the guy. He finished his money. But any man can only command respect if that your money is in your hand. Are you listening to me? If you have that money, like your mom used to tell me, also if you can eat 3 times a day, solve your problems, people will respect you, and it's a fact. There was nothing that lady have opened her mouth to tell me that I dropped to. I'm telling you, but she's always believing that no, but I don't believe in what she said. It's not true. I'll tell you, it's not true. Betrayal is one of the things. Even people can betray you up to the extent that you don't even believe that this person now you call your good friend that can do this type of thing. This is things every man will face when you know about it. When it comes, it won't be a surprise to you again. You understand me? When you experience it, it will be a surprise. And you will be ready. Nobody you see. you'll be ready. Nobody is feeling fine in this country. A lot of things is traumatizing people, including myself, in this country. When you stay, you don't know a lot of things, my dear.
Have you ever been afraid for your life or for your family's safety?
Of course, like me, there are a lot of things I don't believe in. You understand? There are a lot of things, but when you start hearing people say this, people say that, you try to do some certain things, at least to keep the safety of your family, your wife, your children, and yourself, of course. You understand? I'm very, very conscious of my family, of my children, especially since I lost one. I've not gotten myself till now. God Almighty knows what I'm telling you. Since I lost Chisum, I don't know. That thing have really opened my eyes. Initially, I don't pray so much. But since the death of that boy have made me, I saw a lot of things on papers, some in internet, what people are saying about children. And I have never left it since then. I pray for my children more than I pray for myself. As somebody said it, I was listening to it, that some parents don't even know that the way you move your children, you have to be praying for them. That's part of the job you have to do. Pray for them, commit them into the hand of God uncountable times. And I've been doing it even as I'm here. I've been doing it, and the thing have mastered me. I've been doing it. And I know that it shall be well with my children and with my wife and myself. It shall be well. Been talking to God with all seriousness, and it shall be well.
Do you have any regrets about the way you've lived your life?
No. Frankly speaking, no. I've never done anything that will make me have regret about my life. What is it? Nothing. I've never. Frankly speaking, anybody that knows me very well will know that I've never done anything that will make me to say, hey, I regret this thing. I regret my life this way. True. The only thing, but it's not over till it's over. You understand? The only thing that is giving me concern is money. And maybe, yes. Sometimes I will ask God, I say, this is not my agreement with you. There is no way. I can't remain like this. You must make a way for me to make money to take care of myself and my family. I'm a young man. No matter, God gave me brilliant children. I'm very grateful about it. My children like me, and I love them. God knows. That's why I know that God will give me a way to have one or two things that at least I will give to them. Yes, because it's their right. And it will have, even if all of you becomes billionaires tomorrow, I know that God will provide me something. Look at that on Zeribe. when the brothers went and shared their father's thing, the father was just an old lawyer. The father of Aton Zeribe. Obidibon Zeribe is the man's name. So the few things he has, the senior ones went and shared it without giving Aton, because they said he's a billionaire. Aton came back and lock all of them up. Why should they share their father's things? They will not give him his own. That is his right. That they must give him his own. They thought that he wouldn't like all those things now. Say for what? They shared the thing and gave him his own. I'm telling you. And again, I told to Ben the last time, I said, you people have to be very happy that you people have parents that they intercede for you people all the time without missing words. I know that your mom is doing that because she's a prayer warrior. She prays very well. And I have really developed my own. And it's my children that made me to develop prayers. I talked to God. I made mention to you last time. I said about marriage. You thought I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know how you see it. You see, one thing about life is when you stay, you see how fresh, how handsome, how good looking you are. In the next 5 years now, you will not be like this. Oh. In the next 10 years now, you will not be like this. Oh. Then you see this your beards now. In the next 10 years now, white one will start coming out. Small, small. This is true. That's why marriage is very, very important. Important. If even I married almost at the age of 30, but I still saw myself as somebody that married very late. I think I used to tell you this. I used to tell all of you, both Tobenna. The thing is that when my father was there, and when we were growing up, he used to say one thing, which sometimes I used to tell you people. He used to say it in our language, that Gerungo can go to Ribe, meaning that clothes, wrapper, will get to, just like we are wearing trousers. I don't know how to explain it now for you to understand me. But that cloth, that every man will grow up one day to wear clothes. So that time, when he started saying it that time, I didn't really understand it. But later, I came to realize all those things. And that's why I put all those things when I stay with, anytime I have opportunity of staying with any of my child, I try to say something. Sometimes I will say, hey, God, these children will say this man talks too much. But they don't know that I don't talk too much. That there was a time, there will be a time when you'll be like me. How old was I when my father died? I was just 32 years that time. 32 years. You were about 6 months old or 7 months old at that time. You, when he died. And a lot of things that man told me, I'm being very frank to you, most of them is what is making me to be very strong in my heart. I remembered what he said when I got married. He called me privately, the first day, the day I went to do the necessary things for my wife and paid the dowry, my wife came back with us that day. A lot of people went. So they were at the backyard cooking with my mom. My father called me in his sitting room. You know, that was the last outing he made till he died. The day I went to marry my wife. So on that fateful day, that fateful evening, he called me. He said I should listen. That today that I'm married, that is today that he's sure that I'm married. I said yes. He looked at the window, that back window. He said, look at this girl now, you are seeing here now. Because my wife was standing at the back. I don't know what she was doing with my mom there, with other people. Said that I should not think that as I'm seeing her now, that that's the way she will be. There will be a big change in future. And again, the man made me to understand that look, that if you get married just like I've done today, that the first 10 years is not enough for you to know the character of your wife. The next 20 years is not enough for you to know the character of your wife. Are you listening to me? That look, that if a man is lucky, that he will live up to 30 years with a woman before she can be able to know your character. That a woman cook food and bring to you does not mean that she knows anything about you. And when my father said that, and I look up, my marriage was in just hours that time. I said, "Pa, what are you talking about?" I said, this girl now, I will live with her for 30 years before she will understand me. And that, I said, that's the way it is. But I have to bear it in mind that that's the way it is. I said, why is it so? I asked him, why is it so? He said to me, that okay, that I'm asking a good question. That if you marry, the first 10 years, if God blesses you, if your wife starts getting pregnant for you, that she will use at least 10 years to give you how many babies you want to make. And when a woman is getting pregnant and delivering babies, her body will never be together. Then the second 10 years, making it 20, that she's busy taking care of those children, running up and down for them. Her interest is just on those children, not even the husband. Then when it comes to from 25 years to 30, some of those children are now on their own. So by that time, that's when the woman would look back to understand the husband's character. And that thing has been a very good destiny to me. I'm telling you, all those talks from my father made me to be very strong. And that's why when I see you people, I try to say something, but I'm happy. Because there is a way you'll be talking to somebody. You will think that the person is not hearing you. That the person is not hearing you is not true. I've been into a lot of things in my life, you know, because I found out from the day I discovered myself, how I went to school, that I used to tell you people, I know that a lot of people has been fighting me. I've been a glorious child since my childhood. Let me tell you what happened when I was in primary school. I told God that anything that will make me practice polygamy, let it not come. It's not a very good thing. You know, I'm a product of polygamy too. You understand me? And it's not a very good experience. That thing. Very bad. Very, very bad. Polygamous homes. You will stay down. If the first wife, the children have money, you will make them not to help the second wife's children. And if the first one, the children didn't get money, and the second wife, the children has money, it's another war. That is, the second one made medicine for the first one's children not to make money. That's why its own children is making money. You know that kind of thing. We know all those things. The thing is not a very good experience at all. See, these are hard things somebody went through. You see, that's why I thank God. Sometimes you will not even know that you get to the stage you are today. You will not know. And that's why it's always very good to pray. Pray, talk to God. Wish people well. You understand? Wish people well. Even if they are wishing you bad, wish them well. At the end, you will see the result of it. Because people are just people have very funny character. You see somebody now, you say you are helping the person. You do everything for him or her. At the end of the day, that person will be the person that will do what? Face you to war. Tell me. Those are funny characters we see in this world. Funny characters we see in this world. People come with it. You see, what happened was my mother served my father's first son like a slave. And why she was doing all those things is because of us, so that the man will help her to train us. But the man disappointed her totally. So that's why when I was getting up, I ran away from him. I never went to him one day, even holiday, I don't go. And then when I entered into secondary school, my dear brother, people love me. People love me. I'm telling you, I leave those ones.
So if you were to tell us one life lesson that we need to take, what would that be?
I've been saying a lot of things. You see, one good life lesson is relating with human beings. Relating with human beings is the most difficult thing. But sometimes people thought that is the easiest thing one can do. No. To move with human beings is very difficult because sometimes somebody will be laughing with you. You don't even know that he's not happy with you. That's why one had to make use of his brain, his sense. Be very smart with everybody. Be close to everybody and at the same time be far from everybody. Very, very important. Everybody must have to be very careful the way you relate with people. Don't enter into people so much. Always be close to people and at the same time be far. Two of them works together. Be close to people and at the same time be far from people. If you see that you have a friend now and you see that that person is not thinking towards the direction you are thinking, remove yourself from that kind of person. It's not a friend. There is nothing you can get from that person. You are doing business with somebody now, you call your friend. Maybe you people, you have 10 million naira. He has 10 million. And his father, that your friend, his father has built so many mansions, while your own father have not built any one. Then he used that 10 million naira to go and buy one car. You followed him and buy one car. When he gets to their house, he will be a good child. Everybody will praise him. But when you get to your own child, you are a fool. You know that?